Hi, friends. Welcome to Story Time. Today, I'm really excited to read to you all in my new shirt from Miss Estrada. So, thank you, Estrada family, for all the love and appreciation. Before we get started, make sure you've got a comfy space. This book is a little bit longer, and I want to make sure you have time to see all the beautiful pictures. Feel free to pause if you want to look at anything for a longer time or answer any of the questions. And then afterwards, I'll give you an idea for an activity that you can do later today. Today, our story is called Up in the Garden and Down into the Dirt. So to get our brains ready, let's think about what have you found in the dirt? So think about times when you've played in our playground at school, maybe somewhere in your neighborhood, parks, or backyard. What are some things that you found in the dirt? Thank you for sharing. I'm excited to see what else we can find in our story today. Today, our vocabulary word is garden. A garden is a place where people grow plants, fruits and vegetables, and trees. Can you think of anything else that grows in a garden? Yeah, if we look at our front cover, we also see birds, insects. There might even be different animals that live in a garden. That's right. Well, I'm excited for us to look through this book together and see more in the garden that this family is growing. All right, our story question for today is how will the garden change? So, inside of this book, we'll get to go through a couple of different seasons or times in the year where weather is different, and we'll see how the garden changes during those different times. Remember, right now we're in spring, so we're getting to see a lot of flowers blooming, a lot of trees turning green, and a lot of baby animals being born when we go outside in our neighborhoods. So I'm excited to see how this garden changes during its different seasons. Here we go. Up in the Garden and Down in the Dirt by Kate Mesner with art by Christopher Silas Neal. So all of the art and pictures were painted and drawn by our illustrator, Christopher Neal. Wow, look at all of these illustrations on this first page. Do you recognize any? Oh, I see a pumpkin, which I know usually grows in the fall around Halloween. Oh, and now we're going down in the dirt. Up in the garden I stand and plan, my hands full of seeds and my head's full of dreams. Spring sun shines down to melt the sleepy snow. Wind whistles through last year's plants, and mud sucks at my rain boots. It's not quite time, Nana says. Down in the dirt, things need to dry out and warm up. What's down there, I ask. Down in the dirt is a whole busy world of earthworms and insects digging and building and stirring up the soil. They're already working down in the dirt. What insects do you see? Up in the garden, we snap brittle stalks, scoop rustly armfuls, and wheel away weeds for the chickens. While they squabble and scratch, we spread compost over the soil. Compost is dirt that has extra nutrients and vitamins to help things grow. Down in the dirt, the pill bugs chew through last year's leaves. I give a gentle poke, and they roll up tight and hide in plated suits of armor, roly-poly round. Have you ever seen a roly-poly and noticed when they roll up? Up in the garden, it's time to plant. I trail a furrow with my finger. It's like a little row or a little line. And sprinkle seeds in a careful row. Give them a drink, Nana says. We pat them down to snuggle in the dark. Down in the dirt, a tomato hornworm rests, waiting for wings, and the leaves where she'll lay her eggs. I've never seen that before, have you? Up in the garden, the carrot plants sprout. Look, you can see the carrot vegetable part growing down. That's the part that we eat. Pea blossoms bloom and wasps are on the prowl. Honeybees visit, their legs loaded with pollen. Pollen are little teeny tiny pieces that they collect from flowers and use to turn into honey. I weed and wilt in sun so strong even Nana looks for shade. She's drinking water too to stay cool. Down in the dirt, earthworms tunnel deep, and I'm jealous of their cool, damp dark. Up in the garden, rain shower. Nana turns the hose on me. Eee! What else do you notice growing in their yard? That's right, we see some baby birds hatching from their eggs. I hide behind the cucumber vines, but their leaves can't save me. I shiver and laugh, drenched in Nana's rain. Down in the dirt, the water soaks deep. Roots drink it in, and a long-legged spider stilt walks over the streams. Do you see the spider? Up in the garden, there's so much to eat. Ladybugs feast on aphids, which are those teeny little bugs. Nana crunches green beans, and I bite a ripe, juicy tomato warm from the sun. Juice dribbles down my chin. Down in the dirt, a robin's beak finds a cricket, a beetle, and a grub. Slugs are scrumptious too. Up in the garden, we pick cukes and zucchini, harvesting into the dark. Bats swoop through the sunflowers, and I pluck June bugs from the basil until it's time for bed. Down in the dirt, skunks work the night shift. They snuffle and dig and gobble cutworms while I sleep. Up in the garden, a praying mantis wakes to hunt mosquitoes. Whoa, thank you, praying mantis. Those mosquito bites can be itchy. Nana sprays away the aphids, and I'm after the grasshoppers, ready to swoosh, but snap! Someone else is faster. What do you see eating the grasshopper? Down in the dirt, a smooth, shining garter snake crunches on supper. This is a type of snake that lives in gardens or in the grass, and it only hurts bugs, so we don't have to worry about it as humans. Up in the garden, the wind grows cool. Pumpkins blush orange, and sunflowers bow to September. What season do you think we're moving into? We already had spring, where everything was just starting to grow. Then we had summer, where it was so hot. Now it's getting cool. The winds are starting to blow and leaves are starting to fall. So I'm thinking we're moving into fall or autumn. Nana ties the sunflowers together to build a house for reading. Down in the dirt, an orb weaver spins her web, strand by silken strand. She will munch on moths tonight. So a spider is getting ready to catch some moths in her web. Up in the garden, colored leaves litter the squash vines, and we know the cold is coming. Hurry, hurry, and harvest. They need to pick their fruits and vegetables before it gets too cold. There's enough for the neighbors, too. Down in the dirt, frantic ants gather what we leave behind. They're storing food for cooler days ahead. Up in the garden, frost draws lace on leftover leaves, where secret egg sacs hang, waiting for the warm to return. We say goodbye, and we spread the winter blankets. Down in the dirt, beetles burrow, ants scurry home, and earthworms curl tight in the dark. What season is coming next? How is the garden changing? Things are starting to hibernate and hide where it will be warm for winter. When Grandpa calls us in for soup, an autumn moon is rising. Up in the garden, the dry cornstalks tremble and the wind smells like winter. But the long, ripe days of summer still rest in the garden beds. The ladybugs and bumblebees, earthworms and ants are hunkered down, hiding, biding their time, dreaming of sunshine and blossoms and sprouts. Under the bare arms of trees and the blanketing snow, a whole new garden sleeps down in the dirt. The end. Every garden is a community garden. Do you know why? You may work hard planting seeds and pulling weeds, but plants can't thrive without the help of all those smaller gardeners down in the dirt. A healthy garden isn't a garden without bugs. It's packed with lots and lots of living things, all working together while the human gardeners work to nurture their healthy plants. And here's some pictures of all the animals and insects that we met in our book. Thanks for reading with me, friends. Let's go back to our question and see if you can answer, how did the garden change? Remember, we saw the garden in spring, summer, fall, and winter. How did it change? That's right, it grew during the spring. It had fruits and vegetables to pick during the summer and fall. And then everything went into the dirt for the winter. We saw different bugs and animals in all of our different seasons. And we also saw lots of different fruits and vegetables that grew in different ways. Some of the vegetables grew down into the dirt. Some grew on the dirt, on bushes, on vines, which are like long stems, and even on trees. All right, your activity today is to go on a scavenger hunt. Write and draw about what you can find in your neighborhood, your backyard, or your park. And remember, you can find things up in the garden or down in the dirt. Have fun, and we can't wait to see pictures of everything that you find. Bye, friends. Have a wonderful rest